earlier than usual, but we are going to be switching times pretty soon to 10 a.m. every day, I believe. I would like to do it earlier than that, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to swing it. So we'll just see. Good morning, Sherry. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Glad to see you. Good morning, Uka. Good morning, David. Good morning, Megan. Good morning, Jay Nice. What's up, everyone? What's up, Black Shepherd? Hello, Red Pin. Good to see you. What's up, Kara Red Hot? Gabe the Babe, good to see you as well. Folks, if you are joining me from the Tube of the U or the Book of Faces, please make sure that you say hello because I will not be able to see you when you join in the comments, right? So just say good morning. What's up, everyone? Hey, Sharon. Hey, Eric. What's up, Katzmandu and Carla? Lanny for Humanity. Lanny. Blah, blah. Good morning, Laura. How are you? Good to see you, Neuro Mama. Maya Reeds, nice to see you as well. Mel Gray, Farah, got to see everybody. What's up, Mom with Goals? How are you, Sunflower Fish? Good to see you, Cam. What's up, Allie Nicole? Hopefully you're rested, Cam, and you're back like on this side of the world. Salam Shady, good morning, Tech Lady. How are you all? Ooh, that went fast. Good morning, Sarah, Jess, Tammy. You watched the Rules Committee last night? Yeah, I did not. Good morning, Julia Day. Good morning, Pen 1010. Nice to see you guys. As you can tell, I want to talk about some things today. You finally got on the right time zone. Love that. Salam Abu Malik. Good to see you guys. Jolly Good Ginger. Yeah, I know. I saw that. I saw that. Everybody. Dougal the Atheist. Good to see you as well. Robert Brooks. Good to see you. Yeah, sometimes they speed up and go really fast, and I don't get a chance to see absolutely everybody. Good morning, Lynn. It's good to see you guys. So, I didn't get to talk about hardly anything yesterday that I wanted to talk about. And today I do want to talk about some things. Obviously, you all have probably seen the news alerts that have been coming out because the Oversight Committee released some emails, right? Some emails from Jeffrey, and those emails mentioned the president. Good morning, Brandy. Good to see you. And so yes, we're going to talk about those. I think it's important to do so. I also want to talk about Ghislaine, right? As you know, she really goes for her sentence to be commuted. And then as Mike Johnson swears in the representative from Arizona, good morning, Nat. Good morning, Leo. Right. She will be the 218th vote to move things forward for the files to be released. Right. Thanks, Carla. I'm getting better with them. I'm getting better with them. So I appreciate it. And today I just decided to go with faces. No banners, no words, because I think the faces speak for themselves. And so let me just be very clear about all of this, folks. She is scheduled. So the representative from Arizona is scheduled to be sworn in today. Thank you for the November Mom with Goals. She will be the 218th vote for the files, right? So hopefully we're going to get a chance to get a look at them. I will tell you that, guys, don't do the speculation and stop speaking things you don't want to happen. It's just the weirdest thing that something good can happen and everybody immediately starts going, oh, how can I find the negative in this? How can I prepare myself for the worst? And you just put out all kinds of shitty energy that doesn't help anything come to fruition. I just wish that people would become more trained to not think about the bad. Now, does that mean that shitty things aren't going to happen? Of course not. Right? It doesn't mean that things aren't going to happen. It just means stop expecting them, because when you expect them, they do tend to show up a little bit more, right? So could we just stop projecting into the future? You have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. You have no idea what's going to happen 5 minutes from now, 5 hours from now, 5 weeks from now. So could we just take it one moment at a time? It is not hard under this administration. No, it is not. No, it is not, Red Heart. That is just such bullshit. You tell yourself that so that you can make excuses for where you are, right? But it's no more harder under this administration than any, because the reality is, no matter who's in the administration, you still don't know what the fuck is going to happen in 5 minutes to 5 hours to 5 weeks to 5 years. It doesn't matter who is quote unquote in charge. You never know. You never know. And if people, so listen, so there's this thing, and I love it, and it's a great reminder. If you are, whoops, I did the wrong thing. Sorry, you guys. If you are living in the future, right? If you are feeling anxious, then you are undoubtedly living in the future. If you are feeling depressed, regretful, you are more than likely living in the past. If you just stick to living in the present moment and assessing the actual situation that you are in, right? Are you in physical danger at the moment? Good morning, witch. Are you in grave danger at the moment, right? If you just stayed right there, you would probably be much better off. Like, seriously speaking. But then that takes work, that takes self-discipline, that takes practice. And most people don't want to do that. Good morning, Amy. Most people don't want to do that. Good morning, Rachel. Good to see you. But the reality is that's your practice, right? That is your practice. That is your responsibility to become just responsible for what you think and what you speak and what you do and what you say. Like, it is your responsibility. So if you're feeling anxious, you are living in some shit that hasn't happened yet. If you are depressed and sad and regretful, you are living in the past. Stay in the very present moment. Oh, thanks, Julia J. Glad. Um, and I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying, the minute I said that Mike Johnson is supposed to swear her in today, the very first thing that other people started saying, well, I heard so-and-so is going to flip, and ooh, I have a sneaky feeling that so-and-so is going to flip, and ooh, could y'all just stop? Could we just let the woman be voted in? Right. Feel your fears and then move on. Feel your feels, your FEELSs. Feel them and then move on. Appreciate you, Cam. Right. So I just want to remind everybody of those things so that you can do your best to stay centered. I am not like discounting or minimizing the incredibly tumultuous world that we live in right now. I'm not discounting that. I'm just saying, remember your circles, folks. What can you do about the vast majority of it? Good morning, Nader Who. You've got to do what you can do, and then you've got to move on. That is literally it. Do what you can do, and then move on. You're not going to be able to do everything that you want to do about every situation. You're just not. That is life. You are an itty bitty human being. However, if you focus on the things that you actually can impact, you can find yourself, you will be very, very powerful. Good morning, Nance. Good morning, Mom. Right? So I'm just telling you. And listen, let me just say this. As someone, Fetterman has been a Republican for a good ass while now, right, Nader? We know that, which is why he needs to just be done and be voted out, right? 100%. So let me just say this. There are, okay, so let's talk about a couple of different votes and things that are taking place at this moment. And I think it's really important for us to walk through this so that people have tangible, reliable information. Okay. So give me a second. Oh, yeah. Joe Manchin, Fetterman, 100%. And I'll just tell you, in my opinion, on many occasions, Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins fall into that same. For me, they give women a bad name. Because we get held to a higher standard than men. Men get to do all kinds of shit. Women don't, right? And so I just need, if you're going to be a woman in a position of Congress, can you just do the damn thing the way you're supposed to do the thing and stop being the enemy of the people who are like you, please? Yeah, just saying. Oh my gosh. So, sorry. All right. So, this is this is a really important thing, okay? Because we are saying that approximately 8% of the United States of America. Oh, thanks, Jen. Good to see you. So I want to just go over some numbers with you guys, if we could if we could do that, okay? Um, 8% of the country lacked health insurance in 2023, right? That's crazy, you guys, but 26 million. Um, in 2024, approximately 21 million Americans purchased their health insurance through the ACA marketplace. So, can we talk about what this means when it comes to those ACA subsidies? Because I want to circle back and remind you so that you can remind those 8 Democrats of what the solidarity was about. What is the entire point? What has been the entire point of saying no to this continuing resolution? The entire point has been the ACA subsidies, right? So if you were not with me on Monday, can you please put a 1 in the comments? Good morning, Farah. If you were not with me on Monday and heard the information that I gave you about the ACA subsidies, can you put a 1 in the comments for me? All right. Q, Veronica, Nancy G, Mom with Goals, Karen, Tanya McDenife. Oh, a lot of you guys weren't. Y'all can see I'm looking for something and I don't know where I put it. Ah, that sucks. I'll find it in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go over a little bit of information for you, and this is really important. So S. Randall Thomas, ACA benefits the insurance companies, not the American people. Okay, well, Randall, I'm more than happy to talk to you about that. So I sent you an invitation to join the panel. Randall, give me a second, guys. Sorry to put my arm in your way. Good morning, Ramona. Randall, could you join the panel so we can talk about your comment? What's up, just that chick? Hello. Hey, good morning, Randall. How are you?
I'm not doing as good as you, but I'm
okay. Well, why aren't you doing as well as I am?
I guess it's my age, getting old, you know.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So you said the ACA benefits insurance companies, not the American people. What makes the ACA marketplace any different than any other health insurance that Americans have that makes it more beneficial for health insurance companies than anything else, than people?
Well, are you suggesting that that's incorrect? That it's benefiting the American people and not the insurance companies?
No, what I'm asking is what makes the ACA marketplace insurance any different than any other insurance. So what I'm suggesting is all health insurance policies, all insurance policies, period, benefit the corporations that hold those policies more than the people who get them. That doesn't mean they're not valuable. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't want them and that they're not beneficial at all. So what I'm asking you, because you said ACA insurance isn't, it benefits insurance companies, not the American people. And I'm asking you, what makes ACA insurance plans any different than any other health insurance plan in that manner?
Aren't they? Isn't what they did to insurance companies under Obama's quote unquote Obama's care? Didn't they, in fact, raise their rates and then are getting subsidies from the government? The government is taking tax dollars and giving it to them as well, which wasn't the case before then. Is that not true?
Okay, so before the Affordable Care Act, people just did not have insurance. People with pre-existing conditions that are more likely to be sick simply did not have health insurance at all prior to the Affordable Care Act. So when we say, did that happen before? No, because those people just didn't get insurance at all. And so what the Affordable Care Act did is they said, listen, we're going to subsidize health insurance companies. And we're going to say, listen, we know that it costs more to cover other people with pre-existing conditions, including women that have had babies before, all of those different types of things, women that have had miscarriages. We understand that. So what we're going to do is we're going to subsidize these plans for two reasons. Number one, so that these Americans can even get health insurance to start with. And number two, so that they can afford the health insurance premiums that they get.
And is it affordable?
It's more affordable than it will be if the subsidies go away.
Really?
Yes. If the subsidies go away, the premiums are going to double, triple, and sometimes quadruple. There are some people that will go from $460 a month to $2,600 a month.
Okay. I'll accept what you're saying.
Well, don't accept what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, you can literally look at the information. Do you know how many people purchase health insurance from the Affordable Care Act marketplace?
No, I don't actually.
It's about 21 million people. It's a little over that, actually. But you can just use a round number of 21 million people.
Okay.
And do you know how many of those people rely on these subsidies to purchase their health insurance?
No, I don't.
Across the country, that is 92%. So 92% of over 21 million people rely on those subsidies to be able to afford their premiums, their monthly premiums. So without that, 92% of 21 million people will not be able to afford their health care at all.
Okay. I think the people are getting raked over the coals with this, but okay.
It raked over the coals in what way?
I mean, I don't think that the people are really benefiting from it. I think that the cost has actually gone up because of this. I'm looking at the comments right here, and I see one person said that theirs is going from $677 to $1120.
Yes, because the subsidies are set to expire. So these people are getting letters. The letters that they are getting is telling them what their new premiums are going to be if the subsidies are not continued. So if
what they're saying in these comments, is that what they're saying, that they're going to go up without the subsidy?
Yes, that's what they're saying. Ramona's is going to go from $550 to $3,600.
Oh, that's what they're saying.
Okay. Yes, that's what they're saying.
My bad, I'm reading this wrong.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And that's a monthly amount.
Okay.
Right? So this is what, and when you say people are getting raked over the coals, let's just start with just basics. Do you think that it's better to have some health insurance than no health insurance?
For the most part, I would say yes.
Can you give me a situation in which it wouldn't be better?
It makes life a little easier, you know.
A little easier?
Yeah, it makes life a little easier.
You don't think it makes life a lot easier?
I would say a little easier. I'm not going to say a lot easier. Me personally, I never had to depend on healthcare and all of that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, until January of 2025. Never had to worry about health insurance at all until January 2025. So,
yeah, well, sometimes that's the benefit for some people, right? So that in and of itself is a bit of a privilege. And other people are not that lucky. So I will give you an example. So my granddaughter, who was born weighing 1 pound, 3 ounces at birth and has chronic pulmonary disease, okay? She has Medicaid. And we have to see a specialist for her lungs. We've got to see a specialist next week for her legs and her feet and all of those different things, right? What I can tell you for sure is if we did not have health insurance, it would be, there's not even a word that I can say for it. Right. So what I can also tell you is I can remember being in 2005 and 2006 when I got diagnosed with Graves' disease, and we did not have the ACA, right? Graves' disease is an autoimmune disease. If you have any autoimmune disease, you did not qualify for health insurance. You could not get health insurance if you had Graves' disease, if you had lupus, if you did not have insurance through an employer, you could not get health insurance. So Crohn's disease, lupus, fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's, Graves' disease, any of those types of things, you could not get health insurance.
Independently wealthy enough
What?
to afford it? You mean?
No, even if you were independently wealthy, you just paid the doctors because you still didn't get health insurance.
Yeah, unless you could afford it.
No, not if you could afford the insurance.
Oh, okay.
Insurance declined you, period. You just had to be able to afford the healthcare and pay the healthcare facilities directly. There was no health insurance company said, I don't give a damn how rich you are. The answer is no. We are not going to cover you because you have a condition that we already know exists. So we know that you're going to need care. It's the same way if you are a bad driver and you have too many wrecks, too many speeding tickets, too many whatever. Pretty soon, auto insurance companies are like, nah, you know what? Or they charge an exorbitant amount of money. But we're not talking about your car where you can just take it to the shop and get the body rebuilt. Some things in the body can't be rebuilt. But the premise of your argument was that the ACA health insurance benefits insurance companies, not Americans. And the first thing that I would say to that is name any insurance company that doesn't benefit the insurance company more than the people. Name any insurance of any kind.
Okay, that's fair.
Right. Of course they do, because that's why there's an insurance industry. Okay. But that doesn't mean that we don't need the health insurance or that the health insurance is of benefit.
I follow you. I see where you're going.
Right. Yeah, because even if I have it and the plan is a little bit more expensive than I would like it to be, the difference is if my grandchildren are sick, I can go to urgent care, right, to see if they have strep throat or the flu, rather than go sit in the emergency room and take up precious time from physicians and staff that actually need to treat emergencies, right? Motor vehicle accidents, strokes, heart attacks, brain aneurysms, whatever, right? So instead of me sitting in the emergency room taking up that time, I can just go to urgent care or to a primary care physician because I have insurance.
Right. I appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah.
I appreciate. I see what I didn't consider now.
Gotcha. And that's why it's so great when we talk through these things, is because it benefits everybody. There are things that people just don't think about, right? And so this is one of the reasons why I'm covering this again today, because what people don't now imagine what happens to hospitals all over this country and to people all over this country if 92% of 21 million people no longer have health insurance and they can't go to urgent cares, regular doctors. They are stuck going to ERs for strep throat and all the things. Right. So if the Democratic Party does not hold the line, and if the GOP senators do not agree to continue these subsidies, that is the place that we are going to be in. And people are gonna die. There's just no way around that. There are people with chronic conditions, with cancer, people that have had heart transplants, and they will not be able to afford their premiums or their medication, and people will die, period.
Yes, I certainly can appreciate going to the drugstore to pick up medication and seeing the difference between insurance paying for it and when I got to pay for it.
Absolutely.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yep. And so then just imagine when there's no co-pays anymore, there's no premiums, there's no nothing. It's either you can pay it out of your pocket for the doctor's office visit, for the medication, for the treatments, for the specialist, for the whatever you may need, for the follow-up afterwards. Either you can afford that out of your pocket or you just are sick.
Yeah, it's bad. I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time to go over this.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you talking with me. Yeah, appreciate you, Randall.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, folks, this is what we're talking about. And so when people don't realize, and why would that drive prices down if everyone had to pay cash? No. And the reason why there would be no prices going down is because more and more people would be in the hospital. They would be in the emergency rooms where they are required by law to treat those people, which means the cost of hospital services are going to go up, which means hospitals are going to charge insurance companies more money. So that means people who aren't really that sick are going to pay higher premiums as well. And guess what? Everybody is going to raise their prices to cover everything that's costing more. The answer is no. This helps no one, not people anyway. And folks, listen, when you come from a mindset where you believe in eugenics, where you believe in superior people, you hear that? When you believe in there are people that are more special or people that are higher, more supreme, genetically made people, they are okay. What they say in their brain is that those people who unalive as a result are weaker people. That's what they believe. They just believe that you're weaker genetically and that they're superior. Just so that everyone understands, when you ask yourself, how can they allow this to be, right? They allow this to be because in their brain, they are superior. This is why it doesn't impact them. They're superior, and that's why they have more money. They're superior. This is why they have more power. They're superior, which is why they can afford the things they need. But when you believe in eugenics, it makes perfect sense. Okay? So this is the part that is really important for people to grasp. Okay? So one of the things that I'm going to offer to people, okay, Zeke, you know I'm not doing that. One of the things that I would offer to people, Salam the brothers, is stop comparing what's happening to fiction. Don't call this Handmaid's Tale. Don't call this the Hunger Games. This isn't a motion picture. This is real life. Don't do that. When you compare it to fiction, it almost makes it excusable. It doesn't make it reality. Call it what it is. Right? Call it what it is. It is people that are in positions of power that are intentionally making choices to starve people, to not get them health insurance. Good morning, Scott. To do all of those different things. That's what it is. Now, whether they are choosing that because they believe in eugenics, whether they are choosing that because of their religion, whatever reason they are choosing it, those are the choices that they are intentionally making. No, the point of this administration is not cruelty, John. The point of this administration is money and power and greed. Cruelty is just a side effect. Cruelty is just something that happens. And if it happens, oh, well, they don't give a damn about the cruelty, but that's not the point. They could be cruel a lot of different ways. No, they have a plan. Good morning, Mary Esther. And the plan is driven by power and greed. Okay? Just so that everyone is really clear about that. Good morning, Sylvia. So when we stop to think about what is happening in this country, right? Jen had to use community care instead of the VA because there's not enough docs. Now, why do they want to do that? Why do they want to do that? They want to do that in order to privatize your care to benefit their rich friends. Instead of simply beefing up the VA program, instead of just hiring more doctors at the VA. Nope, instead, let's just do a contract with these doctors and we'll send our veterans out to see them. Now, it doesn't matter that they can't necessarily see all of your entire files or any of that other stuff to know your history in terms of treatment. This is just a quick fix to be able to say that we got the veterans seen and that was it. This is negative for absolutely everyone except for the people in power. Hey, Shanna. Just so everyone understands that. What's up, Joan? So, alaikum salam, Ahmed. So unless you own an insurance company, unless you own healthcare systems, right? Hey, Jeffrey, good morning. Folks, this is not for you. This is for particular groups of people. And it's important for people to understand that and to know that and to call a thing a thing. Talk in the language of what it is. You know, I sit here oftentimes and I tell people how much words matter on so many different levels. And I can't stress that enough. The way that you say something, how you say it, who you say it to, what words you use, it matters. Okay? So it's really, really important for you to know that. Appreciate you guys for doing your daily heart me. If you do your daily heart me or when you do your daily heart me, please make sure that you click that heart again and claim your points so that it counts. Okay? Send the daily heart me and then click it again and claim your points. When you comment, claim your points. If you send a gift, claim your points. All of that matters, okay, in the TikTok world. For the tube of you and the book of faces, liking it and sharing it and commenting, that's also helpful over here. Because Facebook isn't as cool as TikTok. I'm just kidding. Oh, I couldn't resist. All right. So I'm going to go over the things that I'm going to talk about today. So that, yeah, what's up, Sammy J? I want to go over the things that I'm going to talk about today so that everyone knows what's on the agenda. I have a hard stop today. That hard stop is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I have therapy at 1 o'clock and your girl is not missing it. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Emmy. Good to see you. All right. So listen, I want to talk about the ACA subsidies. Even though we have been, I want to go into a little bit more detail for people. Good morning, Aline. Good to see you so that we can talk about that. I need to talk to you guys about a government medical study that was published in the national, hold on. I'm going to get it for you since my brain is going blank right now. Give me a moment. In the it is published on the National Institutes of Health website. That is a government website. It was published in the Journal of Health, Population, and Nutrition. And it was published literally this year. It was published in, I want to say, September of 2025. So I want to talk to you about this publication and the fact that it was published on a government website. And the reason why I want to do that is because it is specifically about Gaza. Good morning, Tracy. Hey, Colleen, good morning. And it's important for us to talk about because there seems to be this cognitive dissonance or this breakdown in information that occurs between our actual government, right? And this administration, right? When it comes to the government of Israel, the state of Israel, and what is happening in Gaza. Alaikum salam, Muhammad OS. And so it's really important that I go over this particular piece of information. It's really important to me that I do that. We can talk about the Supreme Court and SNAP and all of that. We'll get to that in just a second. We have to talk about the emails that were released this morning. Now that the House has been called back into session, these specific emails are with regard to Jeffrey Epstein and Trump. We have to talk about those things, the Jeffrey and the Don, okay? And what those emails said. My understanding is it's only 2 emails. It is only 2 emails, at least that I have up. Hold on, let me find them again real quick. I thought I did really good. I closed a bunch of tabs when I first got up here. I closed like 30 tabs and I still have maybe 18 open. There are 3. I read 2 or 3. I'll look at them. What's up, Doug? So we'll talk about those things. So give me 1 second because I'm trying to open this. So do you all remember a while back, Buenos dias, Mr. Barrios. Do you all remember a little while back when I talked about the Michael Wolff biography that Jeffrey was participating in? And he was interviewing Jeffrey all throughout 2018, 2017, 2018, and then part of 2019. Do you all remember that before he was arrested and unalived himself? And there was a particular podcast that I referred people to listen to the episode. So one of the emails that is in question was between Jeffrey and Michael Wolff. So I'm going to go over these emails. One of the things that I also want to point out. So do I have it with me? I do. So, hey, good morning, Carl. All right. So listen, hey, Tim, good to see you. So this book, Nobody's Girl, is Virginia Giuffre's biography that she was working on prior to taking her own life earlier this year, in the spring of this year, I believe in April. And I began reading it the night before last. And what's interesting about this is in the book, she talks about Ghislaine Maxwell referring to herself as G-Max. Have you guys heard that they talked about Ghislaine referring to herself as G-Max? Well, when you look at these emails today that were released, her email address was G-Max. Her email address was ellmax.com. I'm sorry, it was gmax1 at ellmax.com. Yeah, so hold on a second. Let me give it to you. So yeah, so in this book, she refers to Ghislaine Maxwell as an apex predator, which I believe. I agree with her 100%. And I agree with her because of the role that Ghislaine played in all of this. You know, a lot of people said, oh, Ghislaine is the only person doing time for the things that Jeffrey did. And I always correct people when you say that, because Ghislaine Maxwell is doing time for the crimes that she committed. She is not doing time for the things that Jeffrey Epstein did. Ghislaine Maxwell is doing time for the things that Ghislaine did, um, along with Jeffrey. And it is very important that we not minimize her role in all of this. She is the person who recruited, who groomed, who trained, and pretty much oversaw these girls in service of Jeffrey. So it's just important for people to understand, because let me tell you, you are less likely to say yes if you are a 15, 16-year-old girl and you're approached by a gray-haired, wrinkled old man saying, hey, you want to become a model, right? But when you're approached by an older woman who gives you a familial feeling, who gives you that big sister or that auntie or that mommy vibe, right? You tend to feel a lot safer in that environment. And it is her role that played a significant part in all of the trauma that these people abused. Yep. And she absolutely participated in some of the abuse herself. Yeah, she wasn't the only one. So I think that that's incredibly important. Remind me also, because something that I do not want to forget, I talked about it once last week, but it is necessary to keep talking about, because more and more information is coming out about the SA and the rape that is being committed in Israeli prisons by IDF soldiers against Palestinians, many of whom are civilian, and both male and female Palestinians, and not only from human contact to human contact, but also with the use of objects. And it is important for us to think about, what are the techniques, what are the things that are used in torture, in prison systems, in these places that are meant to break someone's spirit, that it's meant to make someone be full of shame, yep, and dogs, Rachel, yep, they used dogs as well, they used animals as well, 100%. So I want to make sure that I kind of get to all of these things, keeping in mind that I don't have a ton of time. Anyone that is that speaks Arabic, if you want to type in the comments, that I will open the panel for Palestinian guests in 1 hour, that would be great. I would be grateful. So from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to open up the panel for our Palestinian friends. Okay. I just need to be on for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours for TikTok before I open it up. All right. So let's talk about these things. And if you find yourself disagreeing with me or having questions about something that we're discussing, please let me know. And I'm happy to bring you up to the panel, just like I did with Randall just now, and have a conversation. As we saw with that exchange with him, it was beneficial, and it helped bring about an understanding of things that he just simply wasn't aware of before. And that's the purpose, right? Nobody wants to talk to people who already know all the things that we're sharing. We want to be talking with people who don't know things, maybe people where things are just misunderstood or not even thought about, or outside the realm of what you may or may not know. Okay. That's just beneficial. And I want to make sure that we do that. I do want to also say this. I want to have a reading group. There are a couple of things that I want to read. I have 3 books right now that I want to do readings with you all on. But I also want to play. Thank you, Dax. Amazing. But I also want to play some videos that I absolutely 100% cannot play on TikTok, because I would get so quick, it would be ridiculous. But there are some interviews, there are some depositions from victims that people would benefit hearing from. And I mean that on 2 fronts. I mean that from Jeffrey and Ghislaine's victims, also with BB's victims. Got it? These are two different things that it's really important that we talk about. Okay? I thought I just did, Laronica. I just did, Laronica. What's up, witch? Okay, I am chilly. Give me 1 second. I need to grab my hoodie as soon as I see where I put it. 1 second. I need my hoodie. Your girl has thin blood, I guess. I don't know what I got going on, but I'm cold. Where's my hoodie? Is this one of my hoodies? What is wrong with me today? Geez, oh Pete. Let me find a hoodie. And no, you're not allowed to laugh at me saying, geez, oh Pete, because I couldn't find my hoodie. You're not. Your girl was struggling. I was like, where did I put my daggone hoodie? I have like 20 of them. That is the problem. It's not a problem for me. It's only a problem when I'm trying to find a particular one and I don't know where I put it. Like that's the only time. Good morning, cuz. Hey, Carla. Good to see you. I know. Geez, oh Pete. It's okay. Oh, okay. I had to get snuggle. Holy geez. Yeah. Listen, I am not ready for the winter it feels like we are about to have. What's up, Kat? Good to see you. Yeah, I am. Let me say that again. I am not ready for the winter that it feels like we are going to have. Good morning, Sandy. Not ready at all. At all, at all. Okay. All my days equals A money. 100%. All right. So before I dive right into some of the other things, can I share with you all something today that I saw that literally made me giddy? Can I share with you all something today that made me so giddy? I was excited. Like I was having a hard time getting going. And then I saw this thing and I was like, oh shit. Oh God, that makes me so happy. Okay, you ready? And if you already knew, shut up. Okay, so no, I already have those, Kat. I already have those. No, this made me giddy in such a way that I was like, oh yeah. You know oh wait, hold on. Let me see it. Hold on. This right here. This is how it made me feel. Oh, not I don't want a video. I don't want a video. I don't want to ad. I hate ads. That's how it made me feel. That is how it made me feel. Okay, so today I saw the name of someone that is going to be on Zoran Mom Dani's transition team. And it made me very excited to see her name. Thanks, Rainey. Anybody want to guess who it is? Lena Khan. Yeah. Lena Khan. Oh, Lena Khan. Lena Khan. Lena Khan. I was so happy. So, for those of you all who do not know Lena Khan, Mark Zuckerberg does not like her. She makes me so happy because when you talk about she is a force. By the way, she knows my name. Lena Khan knows my face. Lena Khan knows my name. And the reason why she does is because she had to see my damn face like every other month at the open meetings. Oh my gosh. She had to see my face every other month at the FTC open meetings. And um, she is um, she is just a force to be reckoned with. She goes after those that have too much power. One of the things that she's specifically interested in are the intersections of people with power that also have the ability to determine wages. So I'm going to give you an example. I seem like a fangirly. I respect her so much. She's just a powerhouse and she's fantastic and I love her. So here's the thing. So I'm going to give you an example. So you all know that where I'm from, we have the country's largest state sanctioned medical monopoly, Ballot Health. They were created through state legislation using a mechanism called a certificate of public advantage. Okay. So the thing that's also unique about that region is that there is a group of people who manage 65% of the workforce, and they refer to themselves as the hole in the wall gang. So this again, this is what we're talking about. We are talking about monopolization, concentration of power with the ability to manage the wages and the average wage index of a region. If 15 people can manage 65% of the workforce, they have a tremendous impact on how much people can make in the region, right? So, in the conversations and in the information that I would talk about with the FTC and that I would send to them, oftentimes it included and it reminded them of that intersection of power. And so I'm ridiculously excited about Lena Khan being part of Zoran Mamdani's transition team. Just did, Sandy. Good morning, Bobby. So that made me like literally, y'all. I was like, woof. I got up and got ready. And I need these. So let me just say this. I need the goodness. When I see the people that I know are fighting the good fight, when I see the people that I know are doing the work, when I see the people that I know are speaking truth to power and holding them accountable, and I see those people still in it, still moving, part of the new movements as well, right? Because I think we can all agree that Zoran Mamdani is part of the new movement. Right. It's a glimmer. It's a glimmer of that hope. For me, she's like a bright, shining light. Lena Khan, for me, is definitely like a bright, shining light. And, Silicon Valley is scared of her, as they should be. And it's just really good to see that, you know, everything is not caving. And I know that sometimes it can feel like it is, but it is not caving. And it is so important that we understand just how big the world is, just how big this country is, and that it takes more than a few raggedy ass, greedy, bigoted, hateful people to tear everything apart. It does. It takes more than that. It really does. And so I want people to be reminded of that, and that there are still people that are in this fight that are doing good work, and that it will take more to topple than what they've done so far. Okay. Stop. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do, in addition to staying in the present moment, is stop giving people more power than they actually have. Stop giving people more power than they actually have. It is so important that you rein that in a little bit and remember how powerful people collectively are. And maybe what would be helpful is going back through history and think about what we have already overcome in this country. What have we already done? Right? What have we already done? We've already done a lot, and we have a lot more to do. What has happened for us, so that we can become crystal clear about what we want our Constitution to actually mean, what we want our laws to actually be. Where do we need to shore up opportunities and loopholes? What do we need to tie up? What do we need to shore up? How do we make sure that we are never in this position again? Right? So one of the things that I would like for you to ask yourself, especially between now and January, is what is your hot button? What is your issue that it could drag you out of bed? If you had a migraine, you'd still be like, I'm fucking ready to go. What is the thing that gets you going? What is the thing that gets you going? Are you someone that you are just like absolutely dead on? Healthcare is your jam. You believe universal healthcare should absolutely happen. See, like, so Mel Gray, you said women's rights is your thing. Perfect. Who in here is somebody that's like Citizens United is the thing for me? I want to figure out how to undo that shit no matter what. Citizens United, that's my thing. So then what I want you to do is become laser focused. Who are the people leading the charge on that issue? So Cheryl, did you look up Don Kelly's organization that I told you about? Okay, good. So this is my thing. So now what I want you to do is to tap into who are the people that are already doing the work in those areas. We don't need to reinvent another organization, for God's sake. Right? We don't need to start another organization. We just need to collaborate, and then we need to bring the organizations that are already doing those things all together to become more powerful and more focused doing the things. Right? That is how you become powerful. That is how you have bigger impact. That is how you go further. Always. Okay. Right, Brooke, just saying. Okay, so next, let's talk about the emails. Let's talk about the emails. All right. So this email is from 2011. What's up? Good morning, DJ. This email is marked with a high importance, and it is written from Jeffrey to GMAX, April 2nd of 2011. And he says to her, I want you to realize that dog, I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Hear that? That dog that hasn't barked is Trump. And then he names a victim, which has been redacted, and it says, victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. And then he says, police chief, etc. And then he says, I'm 75% there. So this is an email from Jeffrey to Ghislaine, April 2nd, 2011. This email was released today. So after the DOJ said, oh, we've finished going through the files, there's nothing else in here that could lead to another arrest or another prosecution or another anything. This is all there is. That is when Congress and the Oversight Committee decided that they would open their investigation. Okay. Good morning, Yvette. And so it's really important. And what's funny is Ghislaine responds back to this email. Jeffrey sends it to her around 2:25 in the afternoon. And Ghislaine replies back at 7 o'clock that night. And she says, I have been thinking about that. All right. So I'm going to read it to you all again. This is from Jeffrey to Ghislaine. And it says this: I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked, that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. And then he names a victim. And he says, victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. And then he says, police chief, etc. And then he says, I'm 75% there. What do I think he means by that? Well, this is 2011. This is 2011. So remember, by this point, he's already pled guilty to the underage stuff in Florida in 2006, right? You guys know that. He's already pled guilty and gotten the sweetheart deal thanks to the attorney general that Trump had, remember, during his first administration. And I think what's interesting is that he's noticed that Trump's not saying anything, and he's noticed that Trump's never been mentioned. Right, Alex Acosta. Thanks, Brooke. Right? Now, don't forget that I believe it was Mike Johnson also claimed that Trump was an FBI informant. Remember that, you guys? You remember that, right? So one of the things that I've also noticed in all of this madness, like last year, you didn't know he said that? I did a video about it because I fell out laughing. But one of the things that I also noticed, for example, in all of the stuff that went down with the DOJ and in all the prosecutions that happened after January 6th, I noticed that Roger Stone wasn't ever mentioned. I also heard Roger Stone say in January of 2021, he was going to the FBI. I heard Roger Stone say out of his own mouth, I want to know how money changed hands on Bannon. I heard him say Trump needs to go to prison, and so does his son, Jared. I heard Roger Stone say that with my own ears. He said, I'm going to the FBI. He said Trump needs to learn some lessons and maybe a good stay in prison will help him. That's what Roger Stone said. Roger Stone said, I'm for impeachment. I'm for impeachment. I want him impeached. She said, let him run again. I'll bash his fucking brains out. That's what Roger Stone said. So just notice that out of everybody that was prosecuted, Rudy was prosecuted, Mark Meadows was prosecuted, right? John Eastman was prosecuted. Kenneth Chesbrough was prosecuted. All of them. Do y'all want to hear him say it again? Here, I will. You want to hear it? Hold on. I will play it for you so you can hear it with your own ears. Give me a second. Because, you know, facts and all that, they're so important. So let me go to I'm almost there. So very quickly.
It was over.
All right. So, oh, no worries, Sandy. No worries. Hope you feel better soon. So listen, so this is after January 6th has happened. I'm sorry I laughed. I laughed because this is at the end when I know. I laughed because this is at the end of this documentary. And this is when Roger Stone has realized that Trump is not going to pardon anyone else. He's pardoned a bunch of rappers and celebrities. He's not pardoning anybody, which, by the way, all the pardons that you see him doing right now, these are the pardons that Roger wanted him to do back then. When Roger was saying, we're going to stay in the White House and he should pardon all of these people, fuck them. What are they going to say? That's what Roger said back then. So when he realizes we're at the end of the first administration and Trump's not going to do that, and he's actually going to leave the White House, Roger is like, he literally says, at least I won't be the only one this time. He literally says, at least I ain't going to be the only one going to jail this time. Because you remember, he was the one that was prosecuted the first time before the Mueller report came out. So before the Mueller report came out, Roger Stone said, and I can play this for you too, Roger Stone told Matt Gaetz, he told Matt Gaetz the day before the Mueller report came out that the DOJ called him and told him that if he would testify against Trump, they would drop the charges against him. And he told Matt Gaetz that he couldn't do it, that he couldn't live with himself if he had flipped on Trump, and that Trump was going to need to give him a pardon. And Matt Gaetz said, since there's so many recording devices around, I can't speak on the work I've already done on that. I don't think the big guy can let you go, though. He still has a very favorable view of you. And then Roger said, he sends that message from time to time. Okay. So when we get to the end of this and Trump is not sending pardons out for everybody that's involved in Stop the Steal, Roger is pissed because he's like, we're all going to fucking jail because they're coming for us. He literally says the Southern District of New York is coming for Trump. He did. So I'm going to play this for you guys. And all I'm going to do is first, I'm going to show you the image so that you know, oh, he's hella angry in this thing. I'm going to show the image so that you know, because TikTok gets mad at me if I play videos. You guys can see it over here, though. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on the tube of you can see what I'm about to play. Oh, yeah. Bannon said the other day, if they lose the midterms, they're all going to jail. Because they know. Okay, so TikTok, I'm just showing you all this so that you can see that this is, in fact, what I am playing. Okay, you can see Roger. All right, you got it? And now I'm turning this around. Sorry, you guys. And now I'm going to play this clip so that you can hear Roger Stone is so mad. And he is gritting his teeth. If y'all could see, I'm surprised this Joker has a denture left in his face. He is gritting his teeth so hard. It's crazy. But he is. Okay, so hold on, because he gets a phone call, and that's the part that we want. Okay, hold on. I got to go. There we go. Here we go. I am now playing so you all can hear. By the way, please protect the live because, so listen, people's names that I want you to listen for. I want you to listen for Bannon. I want you to listen for Jared. I want you to listen for Bernie, which is Bernie, Carrick, Bernie Carrick. And my name on the tube of you is Dani Cook. Same on Facebook. It's shut up, Rachel. It's Bernie Carrick. Listen for Bernie. Listen for Jared. Listen for Bannon, and then listen for Ivanka because she catches a stray at the end of this. She catches a stray at the end of this. So here we go. You ready? Here we go.
On Roger Stone. I'm sorry. I had people talking in my ear. Started again.
Listen.
Yeah, how can they do that? Right. Well, you don't understand people. I do. Rod should hold a press conference today and call for Trump's impeachment. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'm going to do it. I'm supporting impeachment. I'm supporting impeachment. He must be removed. His son Jared must be prosecuted.
Jared must be prosecuted.
I want to know how money changed hands on Bannon. I want a federal investigation. I'm filing a complaint with the FBI this afternoon. Fuck these people. Fuck these people. Right. So, right, exactly. Which is why I'm for the impeachment. I want impeachment. I'm gonna work very hard for it. I'm not kidding. He betrayed Bernie, betrayed Rudy, he betrayed everybody. So he has to go. He has to go. Run again. You'll get your fucking brains beat in.
2001.
Right, which is good, unfortunately, for Pat, because he's easy to find.
Cute girl, I know when it was.
Let's be very clear. There is no Vatican, cocksucker. It's one sentence. So if you're in a meeting and he says that, you punch him in the mouth as hard as you can to make your point. It's one sentence. We're not stupid. There is no paperwork, you cocksucker. He needs to be impeached. He needs to be denounced and impeached. The greatest single mistake in American history. Greatest single mistake. He's surrounded by morons, and he surrounded himself by morons.
Listen.
A good long sentence in prison will give him a chance to think about it. Because the Southern District's coming for him, and he did nothing. You want to fight? Let's fight. Fuck you. Fuck you and your abortionist bitch daughter.
And then this.
Obviously, if you use any of that, I'll murder you.
So, I have played this documentary for people several times, right? We have watched this documentary together, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. And the reason why I bring this up is to remind you that, right, well, Roger Stone right now, no, he was so pissed. He was so pissed. So the name of the documentary is A Storm Foretold. There are no streaming rights in this country, though. No, Trump does not know that Roger Stone is an idiot. Cute girl, please. Roger Stone is who came up with Stop the Steal. Roger Stone is not an idiot. The man has worked for everybody from Nixon to Ronald Reagan all the way down. Not an idiot. Asshole, horrible human being, yes. Idiot, no. But that's a good try, though. That's a good try. And if you would like to discuss it, feel free to join the panel. Feel free to join the panel. What the hell? So listen, folks, I have played and watched this entire documentary over and over. At least 7 or 8 times is how many times I've seen it. Okay. And so things to think about, okay? And the reason we are talking about this is because we are reading, yeah, he's got the Nixon big ass tattoo on his back. 100%. And do you know what he said about that? In the documentary, it's your first time hearing about it? We just watched this documentary, not this past Monday, but the Monday before. Okay. Yeah. So in the documentary, what Roger Stone says about his Nixon tattoo on his back, he said, it makes me the only guy you know with a dick in the front and the back. That's what Roger Stone said at a fundraiser. Oh, the dude is something else. He is something else. Okay. So, it's a storm foretold. All right. So let me just take you back a little bit. Okay. So that's what he said. I didn't say it. Roger Stone said it. All right. So the reason why we started talking about this, right, is because of the emails that have come out today. So the emails that we're talking about are emails between Jeffrey and Ghislaine and between Jeffrey and Michael Wolff. Now, if you don't know who Michael Wolff is, Michael Wolff did a documentary. He did a whole book written on Jeffrey, and there's even a podcast about it, right? And so during this time, so I just want you all to think about this. He is interviewing Jeffrey in 2017 and 2018. Jeffrey is arrested, and then somehow he unalives in prison. I'm just saying, right? And in these emails, so let me go back. I'm going to tell you about the email. So let me read this first email to you again. Here's what he says. He says, yeah, that's all I'm going to say somehow, because I don't know how. I wasn't there, right? But here's the email. The email is from Jeffrey to Ghislaine, Saturday, April the 2nd. And he says, I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked yet is Trump, ... And then he names a victim whose name is redacted. And it says, this victim spent hours at my house with him, comma. He has never once been mentioned. Okay. And then he says, police chief, etc. And then he says, I'm 75% there. So it sounds like he's saying he is recognizing who hasn't been mentioned yet. And he's thinking about who could possibly be sharing the information. When will I be playing the documentary again? You haven't seen it. I haven't set a date. Right, like after he got charged. Right. I have to set another date, Stephanie. These emails are from 2011. Now, keep in mind, he's already pled guilty in 2006 for the charges for the underage girl, and Alex Acosta gives him this sweetheart deal. And then remember that Donald Trump gives Alex Acosta a sweetheart position in the White House. Okay, y'all remember? Y'all make me feel like I need to do this documentary like once a week, because y'all keep missing it. And I have literally played it like, I don't know, 6 or 7 times. I am not doing it every other night. Oh dear God. All right, so here's what we will do. You missed it all 6 or 7 times, Rachel. Okay. What is today? Today is Wednesday. It's a service for the country, DJ. um, the name of the documentary is A Storm Foretold. There are no streaming rights here. I have it because it was briefly available to be purchased for like 48 hours. I bought it then, and that's why I own it. My reaction. No, Sergeant Stacco, not that I'm aware of, because you can stream it other places, just not here. I do know much of it verbatim. Okay, so here's what we will do. Tomorrow is Thursday. You guys want to do a Friday night movie night? You want to do Friday night? All right, so this is the way that it works. I can't do it on social media. What I do is I post the link, and here's what I will do. I normally do this for subscribers. Movie nights are normally for subscribers. I will do this for everyone. Okay, I will do this for everyone, even if you're not a subscriber. Okay, and so here's what I'm going to do. I know, Cam, hush. We have movie night for subscribers on Monday. Okay. So I will do this one for non-subscribers because it's important information and I believe that you should be able to see it. I really honestly do believe that. So here's the way this works. I will post the link for the Google Meet. You will need to show up to the Google Meet. All right. In order to watch it. That's nice of you. I'm just saying. Yeah, of course subs can come too, Kat. Of course. So I will post the link to the Google Meet in my link tree and in my Discord on Friday. I'll actually probably do it before then because I'll fucking forget if I don't. So this is the way that it will be. It will be, it is an hour and 45 minutes long. So the documentary itself is an hour and 45 minutes long, I believe. Yeah, well, that includes the credits. So it's an hour and 40 minutes long, not including the credits. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Yep, do whatever you want to do. If this is the time that you have some family members you think should see this, if this is the time that you really want to know. So let me give you a little bit of background so that you know what to expect to see. So so this is my thought process. Is there, I don't know. Hold on, let me look. I'm looking really quickly. Hold on, I'm reading. I don't know. Listen, this is my thing. I don't know what Google is going to let me do. We've had up to like 75 people. I'm using Google Meet, not Zoom. I'm using Google Meet and not Zoom. Okay. No, it's not on Prime. You can try to click it. You will not be able to watch it. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not on Prime. I go through this every time I talk about this documentary and somebody goes, it's on Prime. And I go, no, it's not. Click it and it will say this title is unavailable in your region. If you are in the United States of America, it is not on Prime. I don't know how many times I have to say this for people.
Hey, Dani.
Hey, Cam.
2 days in 1 week. Okay, so the reason why I was saying that, because you were saying everyone is invited, which I think is okay, but I think depending on if you are paying for your Google account,
I know.
you are. Yeah, I think it's only like 100 people for like the basic one, and then maybe like 500 people elsewhere. Just want to put that out there.
It sure is, and it will be first come, first serve.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just letting people know because I can see it now. I can see it now. So
yeah, it is going to be. It is going to be first come, first serve. Let me see what my thing says. Hold on. Let me just look and see because I don't know what the hell I have.
If you are not paying for Google Workspace, it's probably 100 people.
Yeah, it probably is because I know even though I pay for Zoom, it's still only 100 people because I'm refusing to go any higher.
Yeah, which I mean, 100 people is still a lot, but I know that if you're opening it up to a wider group, I just want people to know that now.
Yeah, and this is the thing, folks. Listen, I am pretty sure it's going to be 100 people max, and it will be first come, first serve. And so if you want to watch this joker, I suggest being on time. On time will be no. It will not let you screen record. It won't do it.
What time are you saying on Friday?
I am thinking 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, I could put it in the Discord right now as an event. If you know that time is for real.
Yeah, because I just don't think. I don't want it to be too early, and then people can't be there, and I don't want it to be too late because I don't want to be with too many people at night. Like I love y'all, but yeah, no, not all day and all night. 4 p.m. your time, great. So 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Can you send me funds to increase the viewers? The documentary is A Storm Foretold. That's the documentary.
Okay, I'm gonna get going.
Okay, thank you, Cam. Okay, so listen, folks. And I can do it more than once. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've showed this multiple times, but let me give you the background and then let's keep moving about the emails real quick. Okay, so listen. So here's what's going to happen. All right. So this documentary is from a filmmaker, a Dutch filmmaker, and he is I don't even know what it would be. Hold on. Somebody's asking me about increasing my viewers. So just give me a second. Give me a second. I'm looking to see. So I will do it so that there can be 500 viewers. I'm going to tell y'all now, if don't more than 100 people show up, I'm going to be pissed. If I do this shit so 500 people can view this, y'all better show up and view this damn thing. I swear. So it's just so like it's not that much, which is why I said I'm willing to do it. I just don't know if I'm going to keep it. Okay. So Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will put the link into 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will put the link in my link tree, and I will put the link in the Discord event. Okay. It will be available like 30 minutes before I go live. So the link will be available 30 minutes beforehand. Got it? We will add the link once I create it. But that's what it will be. All right. So here's the thing. Yes, you can watch it if you have a VPN and you use it. I'm not responsible if you do that shit, because I am not advocating that anybody do anything they're not supposed to do. I own it, so I can invite friends to watch it. Yep, that is 6:00 Central Time. Yes. So this filmmaker was with Roger Stone from 2018 all the way through January 7th or 8th, 2021. For 3 years, this filmmaker was with Roger Stone and had all type of access. You will hear the conversation that I just told you about that he had with Matt Gaetz. You will be able to see him have that conversation and hear it for yourself. You will be able to see the documentary filmmaker. Oh, it's never had streaming rights, Denda. You will be able to see him, the filmmaker, be able to read the email after January 6th from Roger Stone to Trump asking for a pardon for him and for Bernie Carrick. Okay. Yeah, and it never had streaming rights. It was only available to purchase. The reason I knew about this sucker is simply because they showed clips of it. It's called A Storm Foretold. They showed clips of it during the January 6th hearings in August of 2023. So if you watched the hearings, you saw the clip of like the Proud Boys and Stuart Rhodes and them meeting in the parking garage. You saw that, right? You saw different clips during the January 6th, during the hearings. During that, Rick Wilson from the Lincoln Project, he had tweeted that, holy shit, if you think what you're seeing in the hearings is crazy, you should see the entire documentary. And I immediately commented, because at that time I still had Twitter, and I said, where can I see the whole thing? And Christopher, the actual filmmaker, tweeted me back. And he said, I'm trying to get rights in the United States, streaming rights in the United States. I'll let you know when I do that, right? And so I was like, great. And then he commented back and said, here's a link, sign up if you want to be notified when we get streamed. And I said, great. So I signed up on the email list, right? Yeah, my link tree is on my profile. It's on all my profiles. So when I did that, I signed up to be notified when the documentary was available. Well, the next thing you know, like a few days later, I got an email from them that said it's available for purchase. I have shown you guys this email that said you can purchase it on Vimeo for $14.99. I immediately went and bought that shit. And I mean, immediately. I was standing in my mother's living room. I went and I purchased it. And I'm glad I did, because literally 2 days later, they took it down. You could no longer purchase it. It was not available. I was upset, and I still am upset, because I believe that there should be streaming rights for this in the United States. I believe that every American should have been able to see this documentary in 2021. I believe that they should have been able to see the entire thing again in 2023 and in 2024, especially before the election. Because if you saw this documentary, you would know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the claims about the 2020 election were not true. You would know that. And you would know the efforts that they took to try to undo the election. You would know everything that happened behind the scenes. You would know that the Russia thing was not a hoax because you would hear Roger Stone tell Matt Gaetz that they offered him a deal if he would testify against Trump. Like, this is a real conversation. And you would hear Roger Stone say that there needs to be a federal investigation, that he wants to know how the money changed hands with Steve Bannon. You would hear Roger Stone say Trump needs to go to jail, Jared needs to go to jail. You would know because he said every bit of that. Just saying. So this is not anything that I'm making up. It's literally what you will be able to see with your own eyes on this documentary. It's real. It's just real talk. It is what it is. So, the reason why I'm talking about this is because at the end, thank you, Cam, at the end of that documentary, Roger Stone says, I'm going to file a complaint with the FBI today. And he was furious. If you saw his face in that video, he was furious. And so I've often wondered, in all the people that were indicted, in all the people that were charged, why wasn't he? Right? Out of all of the people that were charged following 2021, why wasn't Roger? And it makes me wonder, did he in fact go down and file that paperwork? Did he in fact go do the things that he said he was going to do? It's made me wonder. And it makes me wonder about Roger Stone the same way that Jeffrey was wondering about Trump. Because here's what his email to Ghislaine said. His email said to Ghislaine Maxwell in 2011, he says this: I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. And then he names a victim and he says, victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. And then he says, police chief, etc. And then he says, I'm 75% there. And so I think it sounds like he's saying, I'm 75% there figuring out where they're getting their information from, which would make sense when Mike Johnson says to everybody that Trump was an FBI informant. Now, I don't know, but that's just what it sounds like. Now, when you go to 2019, now you have to remember, in 2019, he is being interviewed. Oh, these are the emails that the DOJ has. Yeah, he's 75. He said, I'm 75% there. No. This is specifically about his cases, not 2021. I'm thinking that Roger Stone may have flipped on Trump and Trump flipped on Jeffrey, but who knows? All right. So here's what happened. So in 2019, Michael Wolff is interviewing Jeffrey, and he's interviewing Jeffrey for the podcast and the book and all the things. Got it? And so in 2019, January 31st, 2019, Jeffrey emails Michael Wolff, and here's what it says. He said he lists the victim's name, which is redacted, and then it says Mar-a-Lago, and then there's a whole nother stream that is redacted. And then he said this: Trump said he asked me to resign. Never been a member. He goes, I've never been a member ever, right? And then he says, of course he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Now, what was Ghislaine doing? Recruiting girls for Mar-a-Lago. That's what Ghislaine was doing. That's where she got Virginia. She got Virginia from Mar-a-Lago. And so Jeffrey said, of course he knew about the girls. He asked Ghislaine to stop. This email is in the hands of the DOJ. The only reason the Democrats, they said, oh, the DOJ has now said that there's nothing in this email, nothing in these emails or in these files that could lead to any more arrests or charges or files against anyone else. That's what the DOJ said. So that is when this Congressional Oversight Committee opened an investigation into the files. So today they have released these emails. Why? Because Mike Johnson, that dude right there with his face, is gonna swear in the rep from Arizona. And she will be the 218th person that is going to ask for the files to be released. Okay. Last email. This email is crazy. So on December the 15th, Michael Wolff wrote, quote, I hear CNN, right? He said, I hear CNN planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, either on air or in scrum afterwards, right? Now, this email is from Michael Wolff to Jeffrey at 8 p.m. December 15th, 2015, okay? Oh, she's the final vote, Amy. She's the final vote. Now, listen, at 11:52 p.m., Jeffrey replies back and says, if we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? He said, if we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? And then Michael Wolff messages back and says this, I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you. Or if it really looks like he could win, talking about the 2016 election, right? You could save him, generating a debt. Of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say, Jeffrey is a great guy and has gotten a raw deal and is a victim of political correctness, which is to be outlawed in a Trump regime. Y'all, it doesn't get any clearer than that. It does not get any clearer than that. Let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on a plane or to the house, you got it. You got PR currency, you got political currency. You could save him. That's literally what it says. Now, I'm the kind of girl that has already downloaded the emails and so I can print them out. Welcome, fax people. Glad to see fax folks coming in here. Thank you, Steve, for sending your folks this way. Hello, peeps for peace. Yeah, agreed. Welcome, fax people. Love to see you guys popping in. What's up, G Weber? Hello, fax people. Good to see you guys. the emails are now online. Yes, I do. Oh, good to see you guys, Facts people. Thank you guys for joining. Would appreciate you guys doing the heart me's, collecting your points, all the things that you know how to do and that you do for Steve. I appreciate that. Thank you, Cam, for doing that for me. All right. So again, if we can just go back for a moment and just connect dots and talk about kind of where we are and what's going on. Oh, thanks, Phyllis. I appreciate that. Right. I am talking about two different things that are both pretty important when we think about, hey, Mike, when we think about the president of the United States, right? Hey, Linda, when we think about Donald, right? For me, I think about two very important things. I think about January 6th and the elections, right? And then I think about Jeffrey. Now, there are more things that I could think about. I mean, I could think about Ivanka, right? No, Ivana. Good Lord. I could think about Ivana. I could think about her deposition in divorce court. How many of you all know about her deposition when they were getting divorced? Maybe this is a better way to say it. If you do not know what Ivana Trump said in her divorce deposition, put a 1 if you do not know. If you do not know what she said in her divorce deposition, put a 1. Oh, good gosh, people. Really? Okay. Hold on. I got to pull it up for you. Let me see if I've got the entire thing. Oh, so it was, wait, that's the different one. So in the divorce deposition, she alleges that Dani raped her. She says that he raped her in the divorce deposition. Did you all know that? You didn't know that. Okay. Give me a second. Because the deposition is 25 pages, so give me a second. Yeah, she stated that he raped her, and is this the one that I want? Give me a second, folks, because I hadn't intended to pull this up today. So in the divorce deposition, she says that he raped her. She talks about him pulling out parts of her hair. This is actually recounted in the movie The Apprentice. If you've ever watched the movie The Apprentice, that scene is based on her deposition. She goes on to say, so after the divorce settlement happens, then she goes back and she says, well, I said he raped me, but I didn't mean grape as in like regular grape. Like, I don't know any other way that you say grape, that somebody raped you, if you don't mean grape. She said that he raped her in 1989 after pushing her to the floor, holding her arms down, and ripping fistfuls of hair from her scalp. That's what she alleges in the divorce deposition. So, and this is my thing. When people ask me, do I need to see the files? My thing is, no, I don't. Like, I don't need to see any other victim say what he's done. I've heard Katie Johnson. I've heard E. Jean Carroll. I've heard, oh my gosh, what's the 1997 woman? Oh my gosh, I can't think of her right now. This is back when he used to do all the pageants. And then ask her the next day, did it hurt? And so I think that people know, not Stormy. Nope, not Virginia, not Carol. No. Oh my God, I printed out her deposition before I moved her court case. Hold on. 1997. There it is. This is how many times I've looked it up. Jill Harth. That's her name. Jill Harth. That's her name. There's so many of them, but that's her name. Her name is Jill Harth. And Jill Harth was 1997, long before he ever ran for office. Oh, I've covered her. I literally read the PDF. I read the lawsuit online. Okay, so here's what I will do. I will, because there's all of them in here. So, okay, so let me give you, this is the birth against Trump in 97. There's also Trump and there's also Trump and Jeffrey's lawsuit. There's also an amended complaint that was filed. Like there's several of them. Like I have all of the PDFs from all the court cases. So what I will do is I will put them together in a collection in my link tree so that they are more easily accessible to everybody, including this one from Jill Harth in 1997. Because, okay, so let me just tell you this. Yeah, he settled it. So there were two parts to this lawsuit. One was breach of contract and one was an SA allegation. And so what she and her husband did at the time was they allowed the settlement for the breach of contract in order for her to drop the SA. Hello, Raja. And so that's what she did. That's what they did. Now, let me tell you this. Okay. So there's a lot. So Jeffrey actually tells Michael Wolff, and somebody tell me if I'm right about this. I actually put the link to this podcast episode in the link tree, right? But Jeffrey actually tells Michael Wolff when they're being interviewed that one of the things that Donald likes to do the most is to have relations with his friends' wives. Did you all know that? Like that's a thing that Jeffrey told Michael Wolff. And these were, it was a masculine pride kind of thing. And so, yep, and so this is why when people ask me about the need to see his name in the files, the answer for me is I don't need any more evidence. I have listened to, more than 24 women make similar allegations about the same human being, including his former wife, right? And all the other people. I really don't like, what else do you need? Long before he ever ran for office. You know what I mean? So I don't have to see anything else other than what is so, you know? So for me, so let me just tell you all. So Friday night at 7:00, alaikum salam, we are going to watch A Storm Foretold together. I will upgrade my Google plan so that I can host up to 500 of you. I will put that link in the Discord event and in my link tree 30 minutes before 7. So 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be first come, first serve Eastern Time. Yes. It's just Google Meet. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. And this is not going to be just for subscribers. Normally, I only do movie events and documentary events for subscribers. This will be open to anybody who shows up. Nope. Friday at 7 p.m. Uka. Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I cannot do it on here because of the content and all the things. So you're just going to have to join me there if you want to see it. Okay. I want to also do a second one. Right. Not tomorrow, Friday. The other one that I want to do is there's another Google Meet that I want to do with people to go over the court documents and Katie Johnson's deposition. It is available on YouTube. I want people to watch it together and compare it to the actual court documents that were filed. It's just important that people start having I'm from the South. We would say have a come to Jesus meeting about these things. And guys, there's no getting around this. When you see Michael Wolff say to Jeffrey, hey, CNN is planning on asking Trump about his relationship with you, either on air or in a scrub afterwards. And Jeffrey says, hey, if we're able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? And Michael Wolff says, I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, you've got valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in that way, potentially, and in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you. Or if it really looks like he can win and be the president, you can save him. If he's going to be the president, you could save him, generating a great debt. Of course, it is possible when asked, he'll say, and this is him, this is the crafted answer, by the way, you guys. Jeffrey is a great guy who's gotten a raw deal and is the victim of a political correctness, which is going to be outlawed in a Trump regime. That's what this is about, people. But it's important. If you want to hear what Roger Stone said about Donald Trump, if you want to hear what Roger Stone said to Matt Gaetz about the Russia hoax and how real that shit is, if you want to hear about all of those things, Nina, it's going to be on Google Meet, and I will post the link in my link tree. My link tree is in all my profiles, y'all. All right. Now, while I talk about the rest of this information, I'm going to open up my panel. This is the time. What I do is I give the last 45 minutes to an hour, and I open my panel for my friends that are in Palestine. If you have magic beans on TikTok and you would like to share those with our people, please do so. This is the time to do so. Okay. When I do this, I'm going to give you some context around some of the people that I bring up, if I have it. So thank you, Witch. So the first individual that I'm bringing up, this is Ahmed Darari. He teaches English to Palestinian children in Gaza through a program called the Speak Up School. They continue to go to school even in the middle of a G-side. Salam alaikum, Ahmed.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Dani. Assalamu alaikum all. How are you?
No, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Keep halik.
Wallah, alhamdulillah. What about you?
Alhamdulillah. So listen, folks, I'm going to bring up somebody in the U.S. as well. Do not gift the U.S. people like Witch here. We are doing magic beans for our folks that are in Gaza. Okay. And then I want to talk a little bit about ACA subsidies as well. Okay. The second individual that I'm about to bring up is a gentleman. I do not, Ahmed, if he starts to talk, tell him don't talk. I will talk for him. So this, yeah, go ahead and tell him don't talk.
اوكي ابن غزة حبيبي ما تحكيش ولا حاجة حيدعموك خليك بالميوت عشان يحكوا في الموضوع.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok, Auntie Tinker. I am on TikTok. Okay, I got you. All right, so listen, let me just say this. This individual right here, I do not want him to talk because of his injury. He has an injury that is very, very significant. He and his family were hit with a drone while they were sleeping, and they are in a bad way. He has a significant head injury that also impacts his speech. When he speaks, it's very painful, and you can hear him pretty much cry. As you know, treatment in Gaza is very expensive. If you can find it, and so this is a way that we help support folks, right? So if you got some magic beans, this is the time to do them. We try to do like 1.5 K in those and go from there. As you can see, TikTok automatically starts dropping viewers when we do this. Thank you, Get It Grammy. I appreciate you. So if you are here and you are able to help, please do. All right. Okay. So I want to talk for just a second. I'm going to let it sit for a moment, guys, and then I'll bring some more folks up. I want you all to remember about the ACA subsidies. Yeah, magic beans are the GIFTSs. Yes. We have to be very careful. TikTok doesn't like it when we do this. And so this is why I bring up somebody in the US along with somebody that's in Gaza. No worries, Mazzelli, no worries. But this is why I do it the way that I do it, so that we don't tank the broadcast and all the things. And listen, there are also links in my link tree. There's a section, there's a collection. Appreciate you guys for all the coins. There's a section in my link tree that says Palestinian support links. If you want to give directly, that is the way to do it. And then you can also do that. Appreciate you guys. Mazil, appreciate you. Appreciate you, my friend. But this is like, I had somebody criticize me yesterday. Every other box is going to be someone in Gaza. So just so that you all know, is Kat here? Can Kat tell me if everybody that is here is verified? And I can't even remember who was being nasty yesterday. I'm so sad. I am so sad because sometimes I can't remember. Well, we're just going to rock with what I remember right now. Cam, you remember? Yeah. Salam. Free Palestine. That's what he's saying. Free Palestine. Yes. Okay. Don't talk, friend. Don't talk. Yeah. So he, like I said,
He just said, he just said free Palestine.
yeah. But it takes a lot for him to say it. If you heard that, he has a significant head injury that has impacted his speech. He talks about the life that he had prior to the last 2 years, and just how hard it has been for him and for his family. He does have children, by the way. He does have children. And so good, Cam. I'm glad. Okay, perfect. Love that, Cam. Perfect. So let me do. So the last person that I accepted didn't make it in. I guess they did not make it in. I'm gonna try to do. Let me do another person from the States. Thanks, Carla, for letting me hold space. And I am going to change my box. And I'm still going to expand me. There we go. All right. All right. So great. Appreciate it. So one of the things that I want to go over really quickly while you guys continue doing the magic beans, I greatly, 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 greatly appreciate you guys. Remember this box here. Sorry for a second. This box is the school where we have incredible children of Gaza who are learning English and other things. I also have that link in my link tree. And there's also a video of one of the children. I'll post another video today so that you can see the other children. This gentleman has a family, and as you can see, significant head injury that has impacted his speech. And this is also another friend of ours. Yeah, there was a couple of those. You should have, but I'll double check today. So everybody that's on this left-hand side over here, those are gonna be my friends in Palestine. You saw a video of one of her girls saying the days of the week. Sure did. Thanks, Cam. Yeah, we're gonna close this camera just so that TikTok doesn't get me for being showing anything. Yeah. So I want to talk really quickly about the subsidies and the Democratic senators. So the vote that took place the other day was just to advance the conversation and the debate around the continuing resolution. So it is not a done deal, and there has to be more votes in the Senate for that to happen, right? So, guys, if you're on the panel and they are talking to you, you have to just ignore, okay? As I remind myself to ignore. Jesus. And I'm trying to pull up some folks that maybe haven't been up in a couple of days that I also know. Please tell me I pulled up the right box. I did. Love Matt. Yes, there is hope that it will not pass light through the trees. And this is the part that's important. So, alaikum salam, brother. Alaikum salam. Keep halik, Mohammed.
Thank you. Shukran. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So when they say shukran is thank you, just so that you know. And so, but do I have, oh, good, dad jokes. I can let you fill in that last block. Perfect. So we're balanced. Yes, you will always be able to still listen. The drones are still here. Yesterday when I was on Abu Saraj's live, you could hear drones. You could hear them get louder as they came closer to where he was. Things that people really need to understand is that ceasefire doesn't mean the absence of the IDF. It doesn't mean that the illegal occupation is over. It doesn't mean that it is safe. It doesn't mean that Palestinians aren't still being unalived, because they are. It does not mean salami money. It does not mean that aid is getting to them. So what you understand is that they need about 600 trucks every day in aid coming to them. Right now, they are getting maybe 200 trucks a day, and the majority of those And the majority of those is they are commercial trucks with fuel and things like that. It is not the aid that they need. Okay. So I just want you all to understand that they are still starving. There is still a level 5 famine. And I want to show you something that is actually from the United States government. For my folks that are over here on the Book of Faces and the Tube of You, I'm going to share my screen with you for just a second. This publication is on our government website, okay? And it's called, the name of it is called Childhood Under Siege, Battling Malnutrition, Disease, and Despair During G-Side in Gaza. Oh, did it go away? It might have. So let me just tell you, this is a paper that was written, and it is in the National Institutes of Health. It is on the government's website, and I want to share with you what we know to be true. And I'm choosing to share this while our Palestinian friends are on the panel, because Americans need to know what is happening and that it is really still happening. By the way, yesterday, I shared with you all that the United States of America has vetoed a ceasefire from the UN. So there was a resolution at the UN 6 times in the last 2 years for there to be an immediate, unconditional ceasefire in Gaza. The United States of America has vetoed it 6 times since October of 2023. So if the president of the United States truly wanted a ceasefire, why are we vetoing it? And why are we the only ones vetoing it out of a 15-member council? Even Russia voted in favor. China voted in favor. It was the United States of America that vetoed a ceasefire at the UN 6 times. I need for people to understand that. No, Cam, he ain't in there. I looked. Okay.
بطلع والله وخجلان منك أنا بطلع عشان علاج والله أنا خجلان منك.
غزة حبيبي، وما بس انه داني طلبت من حضرتك انك انت عشان ما تحكيش عشان صحتك. فاول شيء هي دائما بتقول انه بتدعم فيك على اساس انك توفر العلاج ومن هالامور هاي، فهي عشان صحتك وتحافظ على صحتك ووفر الصوت.
He is shy.
خجلان منهم أنا خجلان والله.
He breaks my heart every time I hear him talk.
So Sister Dani, he just said he is so shy because he in your panel to ask the people to help him to buy the medicine. So he just repeat the word, I'm so shy to ask the help from you guys.
Yeah.
So I told him that all your friends here just want to help you, just try to be silent.
Yeah.
To save your health.
Yes. Thank you, Ahmed. I appreciate that. Listen, folks, like most of us in the States, but especially Palestinian people are very proud. And to be in this position, they, like all of us, would not want to be on TikTok having to ask people for coins to help. I don't care what anybody thinks. This is not
begging.
Yeah, people don't want to beg.
No.
They don't. And so to be here and to have to do that is not something that they're proud of. And many of them feel like they are not seen as people and that they're not seen as worthy or valuable or any of those things. And it's one of the reasons why when he comes, I just try to say, you don't have to talk. You don't have to talk. I know that some people are like, oh, he needs to come on camera. No, he doesn't. I've seen him off camera. I've seen him on camera several times. I don't need to hear him struggle to breathe or speak. I don't need to see his face and his bandages. I don't need to see, I hope Abu Malik comes back. I don't need to see his child that is 14 years old, that is suffering from extreme malnutrition, who weighs, 20 pounds at 14. I don't need to see those things. I don't. And this is the way that I look at it across the board. Even if someone were pretending, I would rather me be the person that gives and let them be accountable to whoever they are accountable for. You hear me? It's not my job. It's the same way I feel here in the States when people are like, oh, well, what if that homeless person buys a bottle? Not my responsibility. You don't ask your pastor what they do with your tithes. Right? Stop asking people in need what they do. You either feel like you want to give or you don't. And if you don't, then keep that shit. If you do, then give it freely, give it willingly, give it from your heart and be done. That's it. And I mean that 100%.
Saying hi and salam. And W everything you just said.
Hi and salam, money. 100%. Hey, Famu. So
I just want to bring up one thing. Did you see the Miss Rachel thing? That someone mimicked her?
No.
Let me see if I could get my other device. Hold on. You're gonna be so mad, girl.
Yeah, no, I did, but it doesn't surprise me that someone mimicked her but here's my thing. You know what? If you had to mimic her, do you know what that means? You paid the fuck attention. Listen, if you have to mimic me, guess what that means? It means you heard what I said. It means whether you like it or not, somewhere in your subconscious, you know what's happening in Palestine. That means my job is done.
Finito.
Yeah, whatever you do with that information is completely on you. Period. So
I'm gonna drop from this device and come up on the other device. I can show
okay.
you.
Hello, Raja.
It's on IG. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yes, she does have a huge heart. All right. So I
have a huge heart.
Yeah, you checked a ton of people. Cat. No, I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody. Look at who's ribboning. Go so Sonia. Thank you for the ribbons for everybody. You better say that and do that. We love that. We love that. Okay, so here's what I want to do is I want to be able to bring up some more folks while we got ribbons flowing for people. Definitely want to do that. We want to do the first two, absolutely. And then I will invite some more folks up and rotate them out. Let me do
drop the bottom two next to me and Carla, or you have like a goal for them?
I don't, and we didn't even do timers today. Hold on. So I'm probably done over here. I got 27 more minutes.
Yeah.
Here's Raja. 2K, release them so everyone can benefit. Raja is already on it.
I think 2K and release them.
That's literally Raja just messaged me. I love him so much. I know some of y'all be mad too, but it just is what it is. Be mad.
No, you know why? You want to know why we started doing 2K, by the way?
Why is that?
So, not for nothing, we do see them get help in other places.
Dani.
Hello, Raja.
So collectively, we decided to get everyone to 2K because they go to other places and they can get 2K there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Alaikum salam. Alaikum salam. Where is I don't know who Is somebody doing them for me so I don't have to? Hello, Raja. Okay, let me say, okay, bye for you guys over here. Yes, I will send you a confirmation email today.